Eddie was 5, and he was living with his mother. Father, nowhere to be found. Not much money in the house either. His mother would work all day. Eddie would be at home. His mother would come home in a taxi. And she would pull up in front of their house, and she could hear the little click-clack of his mother's feet. He would jump for joy as she walked up the steps to come in the front door. And Eddie would greet her, and they had a routine. Every Friday, she'd get paid. And they went to the grocery store together in the cab, and they brought fresh mayonnaise, bread, and bologna. And that's what they ate all week. So it was ecstatic for Eddie to see his mother, especially on Fridays, but every day. But on this particular Friday, his mother came home, and they got in the cab. And they went past the grocery store. And they went on and on and on. And then they came to this big house. And they got out, they went in the house and took a tour. And it was time to leave the house. And 2 large men restrained Eddie and held his shoulders as his mother walked toward the cab. And he started screaming, and his mother didn't turn around. And his mother got in the cab, and just as she was getting in the cab, one of the men knelt down to Eddie and said, "Eddie, this is your new home. It's an orphanage." And Eddie screamed at the top of his little lungs, "Mommy, I hate you, and I will never forgive you." That's the last time he ever saw his mother. No Christmas cards, no birthday presents, nothing. Fast forward back again. Eddie's 40 years old. The next morning, he calls the PI, gives him instructions. The next morning, the PI calls and gives him a phone number. It's a phone number in Bellingham, Washington. True story. He calls the number, and he hears a little old lady answer the phone, and she goes, "Hello." And Eddie goes, "Mama, this is Eddie. I love you, and I forgive you." And what Eddie said, he said, "Guys, I've been chasing that cab for 40 years, and I finally caught it. And what I want to ask you is, what cabs are you chasing?"